Hello everyone, I'm Rebecca Livermore, the Office Creative, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make calendar pages for your low content books in PowerPoint. Now before I dive in, I wanted to share that the content in this video is an excerpt from my course on how to create low content books in PowerPoint, and I'll be sure and leave a link to that in the description below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into how to create calendar pages in PowerPoint. Now let's look at how to create calendar pages. So I'm going to start with putting some text in, and as usual, just using a text box here, and I'm going to put month and year. If you were going to create a calendar for a specific month, obviously you could just put in the month, but I'm just creating like a blank page that people could personalize themselves. So it's really up to you, however you want to do it. The best way to create calendars is to do a table. I'm going to do a 7x6 table. Now, one thing that I love is that there are lots of table designs already built into PowerPoint. And so you pick one that you like. You can experiment a little bit. So let's say that I want one like this that has the black at the top, but then white. I'll click on that, and you'll notice that the little boxes went away. So what I'll do is I'll just go in and go into borders and add all borders, and now I've got the boxes there. And I'm going to put Monday, and I think that I will center that. So I'm just going to go up to home and center. I'm tabbing Tuesday, tab Wednesday, okay, and make sure that I centered all of these. All right. Now I'm going to start off by dragging this up, stretching it out to fit each side. All right. And actually, let me bump it in just a tiny bit because I don't want it to go right up against the margins. All right. Now, obviously, this is much smaller than I want it to be. I want it to fill up the page, or at least mostly fill out the page. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to go into layout, and I'm just going to experiment with different row sizes. So first I'll highlight all of these rows here. And I'm just holding down the shift key and then using the down arrow. And let's just say I'm going to try 0.75 inches and see what happens. And I want it bigger than that, so I'm going to just go ahead and do 1 inch. And maybe even 1.1. And I don't want it to go all the way down, and you'll see why in a minute. Actually, let me do 1.2. Okay. Now, the reason why I didn't want it to go all the way down is I want to include a little area for notes down here. So I'm just going to insert another text box. And I'm going to write the word notes and make it a little bit bigger. Then I'm going to put a colon there, and then just some lines. And just to give it a little bit of style, I'm going to click on the outside of the text box, and you'll see that you can do shape format and shape outline. I'm going to keep it black, but I'm going to make it a little bit wider just to make it stand out. If I wanted to, I could do something a little bit different, such as make it a dotted line or that type of thing. So that's how to create a basic calendar page. Now in this particular example, I left the dates off of it, the days, the numbers for the days off of it. And the reason is that I want this to be a perpetual calendar that people could fill out any time for any month. And I wouldn't have to recreate the journal or the planner every single year. However, there is some value also to doing, for example, a 2020 or 2021 planner, whatever the year may be. And if that was the case, you could go in and you could just put, type in the month rather than having month and year. And then you could go into the boxes and do a number like that. So let's say that Monday was on the 1st. And I'm going to actually do that, position it to the right. I would do the same for the next day and so on. So I would just have the actual month and year up here, and then I would fill in the proper numbers to fit with that calendar year. So it's up to you as to whether or not you want your planner to be a perpetual calendar, or you want to do it for a specific year and then create a new planner every single year that has the right dates. Okay, now let's go ahead and duplicate this slide and let's create a week-long journal. So I'm just going to change this to week of, and then a line there for people to write the week. I'm going to delete this table and start with a new one. Insert table. And I'm going to do it 7 because there's 7 days of the week, and I'm going to do 2 rows. All right, and again, I'm going to just pick this particular one and add in the borders and put it up here. And again, I'm going to put in the days of the week. All right, now, since it's a weekly calendar, then I can do a lot more room, a lot bigger spaces. But I'm going to do the process will be the same as it was before. I'll go to Layout. Now, obviously, I have plenty more room. So I think I'm going to try 5. That might be too big, but we'll see. Actually, maybe even 6 or 5.5. And if I wanted to, I could make this box bigger for notes and still have plenty of room for my calendar entries for the week. All right, so there you have it. Those are 2 ways to create calendar pages for planners and journals. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to learn more tips for how to use Microsoft Office in creative ways, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell. And of course, I'd appreciate it if you'd like this video as well so that other people can find it. Thank you so much and happy creating.